a long shot. They are the heroes of their own stories, while we, the Negroes, are the villains.
I believe God will deliver us like he did the Israelites.
Will he, Dr. King? You know, you sound just like my father. God was always supposed to help us every time we ended up running away in the middle of the night. But where was God when they killed my father? He was a good man, Dr. King. A good husband and father. Where was God when my mother lost what little hope she had left? She was crushed by the weight of her grief. She prayed and prayed. My sister and I watched as she was carried away on a stretcher. Believe it or not, I started off praying like my daddy taught me, night after night. But help never came, Dr. King. So I stopped believing that God was going to save me, and I decided to save myself.
And what did that get you? 10 years in the penitentiary? Brother, you think that God forgot about you? He was there in the midst of it all, watching, hoping you would turn around and see him standing there, waiting for you. Those years in prison gave you a chance to learn and grow. You came out on the other side smarter, wiser, and wanted to make a difference for your people.
You know, you are really something else, man. How can you say that God was with me through all those hard times?
Because you're sitting here with me today, alive and well. Why did you reach out to me, Malcolm, of all people?
I heard you talk before. I knew you were a preacher like my father was, and I...
See, I knew it. God is the reason for the season. This is what I call divine intervention, my brother. Malcolm, I know you have come a long way to get here. Your life tells the story of a man who has lived 1,000 lifetimes before you met him. Now that you and I have been brought together, what is it that you propose we do?
My proposal is that you and I come together to form a new coalition. This way, instead of us working against each other, we will work together and be a force to be reckoned with. We can show the white man that we are united, one people. We will no longer fall into the trap of the dancing and shuffling Negro, willing to turn on one another and even kill each other for the scraps from the master's table. Every time a brother or sister brings up the color of my skin, I cringe. Because I know what they are thinking. They too are judging me based on my color. They're saying to themselves, that light-skinned brother got it made. He has his pick of the pretty ladies and job opportunities because he was born with that light skin. Why? Why must we judge ourselves based on the white man's standards of beauty and value? You know, it all started during the days of slavery. The color of your skin determined what kind of work you did on the plantation. Dark-skinned slaves worked in the fields because they were thought of as animals. Caramel-skinned slaves worked in the kitchen because they could be tolerated enough to cook their master's food. Light-skinned slaves, usually the master's children with the slaves, were used as housemaids and sometimes pets for their own white children. That's how Negroes were taught, that their worth was based on the color of their skin. And of course, the closer you were to the master's complexion, the better off you would be. To help keep the slave under control, the masters began to pit them against each other based on this color hierarchy. Field slaves would envy the kitchen help, and the kitchen help would envy the housemaids. This pecking order based on skin color is still used today. I was walking by a playground a few weeks back, and I heard these kids teasing one another. They told this one dark-colored child that she wasn't good enough to play with them because she was too dark. And that her dark skin made her ugly. This crazy belief that all dark-colored skin is tainted and ugly proliferates our black communities. The falsehood that their black skin has made them undesirable or less than light-skinned Negro is awful. When will this madness end?